of your journey. We're going to cover everything from, good evening, welcome to the live stream here from De Montfort University. My name is Jamie, I'm the head of Future Students. This evening's event is going to be taking you through all of the core steps that you'll need to establish yourself as a current student studying a postgraduate course when term starts in just 3 or 4 weeks' time. We've got a really exciting range of speakers covering a whole lot of areas that we know are important to you guys. We're talking about student finance first, which is a critical underpinning part of your student experience. Then we're moving through to admissions, just to help successfully navigate you through to an enrolment on your course. Then we'll be talking about careers from our award-winning careers team to give you advice and guidance about how we can help you use your degree to build your future career. And then we're hearing from some current postgraduate students talking about their own experiences studying here at DMU. And you'll be a chance to ask questions all the way through. So do please post your comments in the chat and we'll answer them directly in the chat. And also if they're relevant to the wider group, we'll bring those questions onto the screen and talk to them as a group as well. So do please interact with us. The good news is that's all from me. So I'm going to hand over to our first speaker, who is Hope, is going to talk to you about all the financial support you can expect when you're a current student here at DMU.
Hi, so my name's Hope. I'm here from the DMU Money Advice team, and I'm going to be talking about the support we offer as well as the transitions team here as well. Please forgive me if I glitch at any point. The weather has just turned terrible. So I think I should have some slides up on screen. There we go. Yep, so that's just the money advice and transitions team. So just the support we offer. So we can assist applying for student finance. So if you have any issues, but hopefully you have all applied already. But if you have any problems with it, then you can always come and speak to us and we can help you submit your application. We can also help with things like budgeting. So we can do that with appointments, or we can refer you on to sort of external web pages that you can take a look at. Or we can also send you our budget planner that we use. We can also be here to support if you find yourself in financial hardship. So that's if you find yourself unexpected and unable to pay for things like food, necessities, that sort of thing, then please do come and speak to us because we need to make sure that you are eating and that sort of thing. So we also run the DMU support fund here. So to apply to that, you have to have taken out the maximum loan that you're entitled to, and then you have to meet at least one of our categories. So it hasn't been confirmed for this coming academic year yet, but it's due to open around the 7th of October. So I'd recommend taking a look at that and see if you meet any of the categories when it does open in the next few weeks. So we offer support via phone or email. We also offer appointments. So the quick query appointments, that will be just a sort of 15-minute general chat initially to see if we can sort your issue out there and then. If not, we'll probably refer you on to one of our welfare officer appointments. So that's one of the more sort of in-depth appointments if you're in severe financial hardship. We also offer money doctors appointments where we would go through budgeting, and that would be helping apply for student finance as well. And then there's also the transitions appointment. So they're part of our team. They work with students that are estranged, care leavers, or if they're student carers as well. So the next one bit's about types of funding. So like I said earlier, hopefully you've all applied for your student finance package. So the maximum you can apply for is £12,471 for this academic year. So it's worked slightly different to the undergraduate loan. So it's all paid to yourself. It gets paid in 3 installments. So you just need to be aware that this needs to cover your tuition fee and also your living costs. So we'd recommend looking at sort of other routes of funding. I can put a link in the chat once I've finished, if you like, and it just covers potential charities and other places to look through. And then there's also the bit about the disabled student allowance there. But if you need support applying for that, then we'd recommend talking to the disability team. And then there's just the link about the master's loan at the bottom there. There's also the social work bursary. So this is if you're studying the postgraduate social work course. So the NHS will contribute towards your tuition fees, £4,052. And then there's 2 parts of a bursary that's for your sort of maintenance living costs on screen there. But we'd also just make you aware that it's not going to cover the whole tuition fee, so you would be responsible for paying the remaining balance of it. There are also other elements based on your circumstances. So again, disabled student allowance and things like parent learning allowance, or if you've got children. So just some top tips. So we'd recommend setting up a rainy day fund. So that's just there if you have sort of unexpected financial hardship. It's always good to have an emergency fund just in place in case. We also recommend looking for part-time work alongside your studies, because obviously your maintenance loan, well, sorry, not the maintenance loan, but the loan in general is probably going to be quite minimal once you paid your fees. So just to subsidize your living costs, it's definitely worth looking for work. We'd also recommend looking at student discounts. So many of you would have been undergraduates recently, and you're probably already aware of these. So definitely look out for these and sign up for them again. And also same with student bank accounts. I know some of these will offer the same sort of interest-free overdraft as your postgraduate student as well. We'd also recommend creating a budget, and as I said earlier, we can do that in an appointment with yourself, or we can send you links to help with this. And then there's just a bit about signing up to Black Bullion. So this is a site that we use, which you'd apply for. If you're going to apply for this support fund, you'd apply through this, but it also offers, they're called pathways, but they're essentially little training courses. So things like budgeting, savings, investments, lots of different things. It's a really great website, and I'll put the link a bit later on. So these are just some money management apps. So these are really good to take a look at because you can monitor your spend. So I use Monzo myself, and it comes up with, once you spent it, it categorizes it. So it's really good, and they offer little saving pots as well. So definitely look into any of those. I don't know too much about them. I only know Monzo myself personally, but they're definitely worth having a look at. And so it's called trolley.co.uk. This is a really good website. So you can compare specific items on how much they are in each individual supermarket. So this is a really good website to take a look at, and I think they do actually have an app now, which is really handy. So it's definitely worth shopping around when you're a student, just trying to find the cheapest deal. I mean, just a rule for life, really. It's a good thing to have a look at. Yep, so this is Black Bullion. So this is the platform that I was talking about earlier. So that's just the link there. So you can sign up now if you've not fully registered, but you can also wait until you're fully registered and use your DMU email, and you can just then link that to your student email later on. But it's definitely worth taking a look at for the pathways. There's a really good budgeting one on there. This is just a brief sort of look at what it would look like. But there's also a really good pathway called Preparing for Uni. So I'd definitely check that out as well. And these are just our contact details here. So we're based in the Student Gateway and the ground floor of Gateway House. And that's just our number and email. And they're also our social media. We're trying to get a bit better on social media. So by all means, please do follow us, especially on TikTok. But that's it from me. But if anyone has any questions, please pop them in the chat and I'll try and answer them.
Thank you, Hope. I think the most important thing there is there's so much support available. I think people often think that as a postgraduate student, you've just got to be super independent and look after yourself. But in reality, these guys are here to give you all of that information and make sure that, you've got a budget you're sticking to. You understand how the process of work. It's all about support and all about allowing you to go about your student life without having to worry about all these types of pieces. Now I'm going to hand over to our admissions colleagues. So we know some of you might already have your place secure and definitely be coming to start this September. Some of you might still be somewhere in that pipeline. So we're going to talk from Karina and our colleagues in our admissions team there. Sam's going to talk as well, talking about those processes to get you from being an applicant through to an enrolled student. So I'll hand over to those guys now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us from all over the world, and welcome to Meet the Admissions Team. We hope that you have been enjoying the digital event so far, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Karina, and I'm the Postgraduate Admissions Officer, having also worked in the Undergraduate Admissions Team at DMU, in the Admissions Department of Future Students. We will be talking to you about the admissions process tips and advice today.
Hello everyone, my name's Sam. I'm an admissions administrator at De Montfort University. I work in the postgraduate admissions team.
Thanks, Sam. We would like to remind you that this is an interactive stream. So If you have any questions, please pop them into the chat and we will try and answer them during the stream. We will also be doing a Q&A at the end of the stream, so there is an option for questions and answers then.
Thanks, Karina. So I'm going to take you through the application process. It's kind of a brief overview. So you can apply through our online portal, which is via the DMU website, or you can send an application via email to admissions, or we have in-country representatives if you are an international applicant. If you're applying via the portal, be sure to upload all the necessary documents. Likewise, if applying directly, please ensure all necessary documents are attached alongside the completed application form. So when you're applying, just please ensure that you look at the course entry criteria on the DMU website so you know what we ask for and are fully prepared. If you do not have a student number and need to email us, always give your full name and date of birth, as this helps us to locate you on our system. Make sure you've answered all the questions on the application form fully, as this avoids any delays in processing the application.
We're now taking applications for the upcoming January-February 2025 intake. Please check our websites for the courses that are running for that intake. Right, moving on to key tips and advice from applications and applicants and inquirers who are looking to apply. Make sure you have done some research into the courses available and what you would like to study. Namely, check the course pages on the DMU website, and they're very useful and have lots of information on the courses and what you can expect as a DMU student. Ensure you meet the criteria. Our degrees have entry requirements that can be found online. For some, industry experience can also count, so it's worth sending in your CV alongside your application if you think it's worth sending in as well. Check all the documents before sending them in, check all the documents before sending them in, include them in your application. This avoids delays, and when you have a large volume of application, this means your application can be dealt with promptly.
Thanks, Karina. So here's some of the things that we require when you make your application. So importantly, copies of any past educational certificates or transcripts to support your application. A good personal statement, which shows why you want to study your chosen course and why you have chosen to study at De Montfort University. References, so we can't request these on your behalf, so you need to ensure you supply these, and they will need to be on either letter-headed paper or from a professional email address, so we don't accept Hotmail or Gmail or Yahoo. A copy of your current passport, so it must be in date, and if the course requires it, you may have to submit a portfolio to be reviewed by a course academic.
Thank you, Sam. That's the end of the update. We are now available to answer any questions from the chat. We will do our best to answer these questions, but we cannot go into personal application. This should be directed to our admissions inbox, which is admissions@dmu.ac.uk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, colleagues for admissions, experts in guiding you through those steps there, just to make sure that the enrolment is smooth and painless. And if you've not quite got to the point of having your offer firmed and moving to the registration phase now, there's still time to do that. Do reach out, and the email address just shared, and we'll help guide you through the next steps of both process. Now, the next bit is a really important part of this stream. So when you're taking a postgraduate course, planning for your future career is absolutely going to be at the front of your mind. In fact, many of you, the reason you'll be taking a postgraduate course is to help you get to that career destination in mind. Or maybe even you're working alongside the course and it's giving those extra skills alongside your course job. Well, our careers team is here to support you when you're a current student, to help you with all aspects of gaining work experience, developing your CVs, honing your interview skills. And they're going to take you through now just a snapshot of some of the opportunities that they provide. So I'll hand you over across to Lucia, who's going to talk you through career support on a postgraduate degree here at DMU.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for your words. I'm not sure I'm needed after that. You've done the job for me, telling them what they need to basically come and see us. To all of you, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're logging in. As Jamie mentioned, I'm Lucia. I'm part of the careers team at the Montfort University, and I am a designated advisor for postgraduate students. So, hi, I'll be looking after you all when you join us. But fear not, I'm not the only one who would be looking after you. I've got a mighty team with me, 55 of us in total. So rest assured, we'll do our very best to support you. I'm going to walk you through a few slides that hopefully summarize everything that we've got on offer for you. They should be on screen shortly. What I would say is that if you walk away from this presentation today with one thing, please let it be come and see us. Come and pay us a visit. We've got designated career team members across the 4 faculties. It doesn't matter whether you're in business and law, in ADH, HLS, there's going to be a careers team there to support you. We also have, which you will see on the slides, a brand new space called the Careers Hub. So there is a designated space where you can pop in anytime between the hours of 10 and 3, and you can have a conversation about careers with any of the staff members in there. So let those be the 2 key points. In terms of what we do and what we can help you with, I'm going to skip this because I've already told you it, but it does have my mail on that. So if after the presentation you don't get a chance to, ask any questions, or you want to, talk about anything, you can send me an email. The address is on screen for you. As long as you also have your DMU login details, you will also be able to book one-on-one appointments with me. So that should come afterwards. But in the meantime, please shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to chat to you all. Now, the way I like to talk about careers is that we help you with 3 buckets, right? You are about to join us because you want to progress your studies, maybe because you want to further progress your career. And part of your questions would be, where can this study take me? That's something that we can help clarify from a careers perspective. We are more than happy to have a conversation with you and talk about what sort of career pathways lay ahead. There's also the reassurance that the degrees that you are about to start, they have all been designed for industry. We've been advised from people from industry so that every content that you're having is relevant to what you're going to put to practice. And that's when the 3rd bucket comes in, because us from a careers perspective, we are the ones that bridge that gap. We are having constant conversations with employers to ensure that not only we know that what degrees, the degrees that you're studying are going to preparing you for it, but we also stay on top of what are the trends in the workplace, what are the employers needing, what sort of skills are in demand, so that we can prepare you to come into that workplace with the tools that you're going to need. We are on a word winning team, as Jamie was saying at the beginning. Now, we don't say this to brag about anything. The reason why we put this here is because what you're going to find when you start engaging with us is that we are a very passionate team. We care deeply about what we do. We care deeply about you, supporting you. And we've been lucky enough that care and that passion has been acknowledged by the industry. And we've been the winners of quite prestigious awards in the field, like, recently Target Awards for National Graduate Recruitment Team, for being, Careers and Employability Team of the Year, Best University for Work Experience from Rate My Placement. Those are just 2 recent ones that we've won in 2024. So that is just testament of how much we care about supporting you and doing the best that we can to get you into your dream jobs. We offer 8 key services, which I'm just, want to go straight in. Number 1 is that we offer one-on-one coaching, advice, and guidance. You're going to be able to book as many one-on-one appointments as you want. They are unlimited. The only thing that we ask is that when you book it, please show up. And if you can't show up, please cancel your appointment so another student can take the place. But in those appointments is your time, is 30 minutes where we can chat about anything career-wise that is in your head. We can talk about application reviews. If you want to do a mock interview, if you've got an interview coming up and you want to rehearse it, we can talk about career plans, goal setting, anything that is going through your head, career related, we can discuss in that meeting. We also have a startup and entrepreneurship team, the enterprise team. They are amazing. They are second to none. The amount of networking event initiatives, programs that they put together is amazing. There's also an award winning team. They also offer one-on-one appointments. They also offer boot camps, competitions, master classes. Some of you might be thinking about, potentially open your own business and want to understand what is it about, what it entails. The entrepreneurship team is there for you. Some of you might want to just cultivate this entrepreneurial skill set, which are very much on demand in the workplace. They can help you with that too. So you're more than welcome to scan the QR code that you've got on the screen, or get on that website and check out all the amazing things that they put together. We also host a plethora of opportunities to engage with employers. I mentioned at the beginning that part of our job is getting you closer and in front of them, and as such, we run training workshops, networking events, our careers first. I will highly encourage you to get that in your diaries. It's on October 22nd and October 23rd. It's happening in the venue. So 1,000 people, over 1,000 people visit our careers fair last year. We have 2 full intensive days with hundreds of employers looking for talent to join them. So please do make sure. I know it's very early on. You've just landed in the UK. You've just started your courses. But end of October, 22nd, 23rd, come and join us in the career first, because it really is worth it. We also have a program called Inside Edge Mentoring, run by the amazing Andy Morris. I said that we were passionate. I think Andy takes by far the passionate flag and owns it. He runs a plethora of workshops, programs, opportunities to get you in front of those people who are already walking the path that you wish to walk as well. So if you can think the value that it will have for you to be connected with someone that is already doing that, and for them to give you some insight as to how you can get to that place, that truly is invaluable. Networking, it is a very powerful tool, and we are very lucky that we've got Andy and his mighty connections to be part of that. So do engage with Andy and his mentoring scheme, because it is a door opener. We also have, we know, Hope was mentioning at the beginning as well, maybe potentially looking for a part-time job. We've got our own in-house recruitment company called Unitems, which you will find on campus as well. They do specialize in part-time opportunities, but they also offer some full-time opportunities. So definitely worth having a conversation with them and engaging with that. We also have some industry placements, or for some selected courses only. Unfortunately, not all postgrad degrees offer placement, but some of them do. And if they do, I will encourage you to take the opportunity. We also have graduate boards. We've got some exclusive opportunities in our own portal called My Gateway, which you will become very familiar with. For those of you international students, we also have a platform called Student Circus. So Student Circus is a website that specializes in posting opportunities that come with a skilled worker visa. So those will become very much relevant for you guys, particularly as you come to the end of your study. So you might want to be checking out the portal. And we also run paid part-time internships in-house at DMU. They're called Front Runners. These are available for students who will remain with us until March next year. So if your program, for example, is 18 months, you could be eligible to be part of that. But bottom line of this slide is that we offer quite a lot of opportunities and a lot of ways in which you can find these job opportunities. And obviously, we will support you throughout the whole process. So whatever you are in that journey, hopefully we can get you to that part, to that finishing line. For international students in particular, we run a few bespoke sessions. We run sessions on understanding the UK labour market, understanding the UK application process, visas, student circus, which I mentioned before. They also run some webinars. We also have alumni panels. So all that we do bespoke for people with an international background so that you can get to understand your new settings much better. We also offer online programs and online opportunities. So a lot of the master classes and workshops that we do, they also have an online version. We also have skills hub like CV review, like CV 360. You can upload your CV and get it reviewed. You can practice video interviews, psychometric test, and we also have brand new UK Career Ready program, which will walk you through the basics of starting your career in the UK. Again, these are all things that you can come and talk to me on a one-on-one basis, and I can give you more in-depth information. And you can pop into the Careers Hub, which I mentioned earlier, and you'll get an opportunity to just have a conversation with any of us from the careers team. It's open every day, 10 to 3. It's in the Hugh Aston building, clearly signaled everywhere. You cannot miss it. I will encourage you to come in and have a conversation with some of us, and we can just chat about any career-related matters. And I know that you're just about to start, so I just want to mention this. But after you complete your studies with us, we know that this can be a daunting period as well, particularly if you have not secured a job. I just want to mention that we've got a dedicated team called DMU for Life. They are there to support you, to help you, to look after you after you leave us, after you completed the studies with us. So it's worth, having in your mind, not for now particularly, but it's good that, to have that somewhere in the horizon so that you know that even when you leave us, you're going to be supported by us. And those are the 8 key services that we've got. I know that I just rushed through all of those. Don't know whether you've got any questions. If you have them, I'm very happy to take them. If not, I've put my email at the beginning. You're more than welcome to drop me a note, and I'll be more than happy to support you there. Or, once you're on campus, come and see us. Come and see me. I'm in the BAL office, Business and Law office, Hugh Aston building. Come and say hi, and I'll be more than happy to support you.
Thank you so much. You can see why they're the award-winning careers team. A huge amount of support available there for all of you guys when you start your postgraduate course. 2 key words have come through so far for me as we've gone through this stream. The first one was support. So the welfare team supporting you with finance, the admissions team supporting you with the application process. So do not worry, support is always there. The second word that came up numerous times in the careers piece there is the word opportunity. Our job is to give you as many opportunities as we possibly can to maximize your student experience and to give you the best time we possibly can. Your job is to proactively take advantage of those opportunities. I think sometimes when you do a PG, and I did a postgraduate myself, I did it part-time, all you think about is the course, the modules, the grade, get the qual, move on with careers. But in reality, the more opportunities you take up, the more proactive you are, the more you'll get out of your course. So do try and opt in to all of those different pieces, and you're allowed to have some fun as well. So postgraduate does not have to just be about the serious get the qualification, build the skills, get the job, you've got just as much opportunity to get involved in wider student experience as a student taking an undergraduate course. So think about clubs and societies, think about sports, think about hobbies, think about that wider lifestyle across the city. All of those things are yours to take advantage of as well. So do make sure that you're not just that kind of come in, go to class, go home, do your study. You take advantage of all of those different pieces as well. And that also includes potentially even being a student ambassador. A student ambassador is somebody who works for the university, representing their course, representing DMU more holistically. They might work open days, might do campus tours, might engage with groups of school children coming to campus, might involve with working on postgraduate live streams on a Wednesday evening in September, such as tonight. So we've got a couple of our students joining us now. And you'll see Rajat on the screen in front of us here. So we're going to give you the chance now to hear from our current postgraduate students directly to get their first-hand experience. So, hey, Rajat, how are you doing?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm well. How are you?
Good. I am good. Yeah, Davison, you're just in time. You are perfectly on the screen as well. Good evening, sir. How are you? Oh, you're on mute briefly.
Right.
How are you?
Now I'm on mute. Thank you very much.
Really, it would not be a live stream if someone wasn't on mute at some point. You know, it's a part of modern society being on mute, I think. So we're going to get you guys to talk about your experience a little bit and try and give a flavour of what it's actually like to be a postgraduate student. To start off with, can you both just introduce yourself, perhaps where you're from, what you're currently studying, and maybe why it was you choose to do your postgraduate qualification with DMU? Let's start with yourself, Rajat, first.
Sure. So I'm Rajat, and I'm currently studying my master's in design innovation. I'm doing my MA here. And specifically why I chose DMU for this course, I was quite attracted to the course and the faculty that was offering the course and the facilities. So when I'm from India, and when I went over the course and the university prospect online on website, and I saw the campus and the facilities that are available for my course, and because I belong to the School of Arts and Design, so the facilities that are available for us were quite attractive, and it was very beneficial to upskill myself. And that was one major reason why I chose DMU to do this master's.
Thank you so much. Davidson, you're on a very different course, aren't you? So what was your motivation for doing your postgraduate qualification with DMU?
Yeah, my name is Davison Chris. I'm studying MSc in cybersecurity, and I'm originally from Nigeria, but I'm a home student. So I studied, I did my BSc in computer science also at DMU.
So you've done your undergraduate here and then progressed through to your postgraduate afterwards, have you?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll pop a question your way then. What's the main difference you found between being an undergraduate and a postgraduate student?
Okay. As a matter of fact, to be an undergrad, in my first year, it was like I came to see the university, and it's like trying to acclimatize about university life, and try to make friends. You know, nothing seemed serious at the first year, but well, as time goes on, the second year now I know, yes, I have started university, and when all the coursework assignments have started creeping in, you have no chance to play around. Now I say yes, as I progress, that is how hard and difficult it is. And in the third year, of course, that is the climax of everything. You need to work around the clock. Your time management have to be superb. You don't need to play around again, because you have to plan your days, plan your assignment, and try to think about when you are going to write your dissertations and projects. This is the lifestyle I lived when I was an undergrad. But as time goes on, as an old student of the university. When I progressed into my master's, I was relaxed with the university, and I see that it's a higher level of study, and I need to put more time and more commitment because what you learn in your undergrad is not the same that you're going to learn in your postgrad. So it was like I have to buckle up, try to, as I said before, try to schedule my times so that I'll be able to meet up.
Thank you so much. It's really helpful insight. So Rajat, let me ask you this. What's your typical day like as a postgraduate student? Are you in class all day? Are you in class just part of the time? How much study you have to do outside of class? And how much time do you get to do other things apart from being a postgraduate student? Give the audience a flavor of how that typically works for you.
Yeah, so it's very different from undergrad, and I don't have classes regularly or every day of the week. So usually my schedule is filled with classes for 3 days a week, can be scattered across any day, and the classes usually last for 2 to 3 hours. So it's either like the first half of the day or the second half of the day, and so that can be like a dot session or some sort of workshop session that we have. And rest of the time I have for myself. So one thing I realized for postgrads is that it's a lot of self-study that you have to push into yourself, and it's a lot of you'll have to study more on your own rather than relying on any sort of lectures or tutorials. So your tutors will be there, but it's more on yourself to force yourself and to put yourself out there to learn more. So most of my time goes into self-study, but apart from that, I still have a lot of time to myself to explore my hobbies. I'm also working as student ambassador, so I have time to take up shifts and work with the university, like on open days, or work with prospective students, and yeah. So I will say it's a good balance of my time. I get enough time to pursue my hobbies and do part-time, as well as give enough time to my studies with a focus. Yeah.
I like it. Thank you. I'm getting the flavor from both of you there that self-discipline is a really important piece. Davison, you mentioned it a few times about needing to knuckle down and needing to focus. And Rajat, you're alluding to the fact that you've got that self-management and self-time. If that's something, again, that you think that could be tricky, the university's got support networks in place for that as well. So we can help you kind of bridge that gap and make sure you're comfortable. Have you guys got plans as to what you'll do after your degree? So Davison, let's come to you. Have we thought about career and what you'll do next after you finish your postgraduate?
Yes, of course. The plan is already on the way. While I am graduating as from my BSc, I have been thinking of searching for job, which I have already started searching, and also I am thinking of kind of self-employed, which I have made contact with DMU Innovation Career.
Brilliant.
That I want to attend their what is it called, there is I don't know what is it called, but there is a program that is going on that is sponsored, which is to train potential entrepreneurs.
Brilliant.
Who want to participate. So I have enrolled in that. Trying to keep an open page, searching for work, and also planning for self-employed. In case if I got job, I may work in the sector where I get a job for some times and then transition to self-employment. And if the self-employment is the one that comes first, I have to embrace that as well.
Sounds great. So you're playing those different options and gaining those extra skills whilst you're doing it. How about you, Rajat? Have you given close attention to what you'll do after you've finished your postgraduate studies?
Yeah, so I was working before I started my post-graduation. So I was already in the industry, and I'm again looking back to step again into the industry. Since I come from a creative industry, I have already started to freelance currently. And on side, I'm also looking for a full-time role that I can soon start after my graduation.
Sounds great. And they're both brilliant examples of that forward planning. I think the key to a successful degree is not just about having the qualifications, it's about building up those skills and experiences and having the plan alongside that, and taking advantage of all of those opportunities that the careers team talked about just shortly before this piece. Really, really helpful. Thank you so much. I'm going to briefly talk about the more fun side of student experience here. So Rajat, you mentioned hobbies. So what hobbies do you keep in play alongside your studies?
Oh, well, I love going out, going trekking, going cycling. So, and what better place than to do all of that than UK? So I've really enjoyed my summer, stepping out, stepping in the good weather, going trekking and hiking around. Plus, I really enjoy cooking. So that's something that naturally comes to me, and I found enough time to do all of that. And living on my own, I think that just boosted my hobby to try new recipes and cook around, and also meeting new people here, making friends from different backgrounds and different nationalities just gave me more confidence to try several cuisines and dishes. So yeah, that's all that keeps me sane when I'm not studying.
No, sounds great. You do need that balance. You can't just study. You've got to find that alternative experience as well. Interesting about cooking. Loads and loads of our student ambassadors seem to be passionate about cooking. If you look on their social media feeds, the food is definitely a running theme through the student experience. How about you then, Davidson? When you're not studying your forensic accounting course, what are you doing for enjoyment?
Well, I do some sports like involving in playing football. I also go out, with friends. I go for maybe community events where they have parties and where they have events going on. So I like to be involved in such places. And when I am not doing anything at all, I go walking. Go to all these free gym instruments that is in the parks, and then I go and while away time there. And sometimes as student ambassador as well, if there is work I have to do at DMU, so I go there just to meet up with friends and have a good time.
Amazing, thank you. I'm going to ask you one more question each, and then we'll close. So let's stick with you, Davidson. But whilst you're here, if you could give one tip to a future postgraduate student, what would that tip be? I'm going to put you under pressure with this one. What advice would you give someone watching this stream just about to commence their postgraduate studies? And Rajat, you've got the advantage of time to think on this one.
Yeah, I could say that the advice or tip I will give is for the incoming or the potential students to involve in activities going on in the university, and also forming a study group that will that helped me a lot. That is why I'm saying it. I made friends as soon as I'm in DMU. I made some friends from all walks of life. So then we formed a study group, and during our assignment and courseworks, we come together, to put heads together, to work together and to talk about it. And everyone will now go his or own separate path, doing the coursework. And that really helped me a lot. So I will strongly advise potential students to get involved in group working with their peers, and also involved in the university activities, because in my BSc, I was a course rep. I involved in student leaders. I involved in so many voluntary organizations, and that made me to, to be exposed and to, have more knowledge and make friends too.
Thank you so much. Love the study group thing. I think it helps you realize you're not alone doing this thing. It gives you people to bounce ideas off. It also gives you some structure. I occasionally struggle with that self-motivation thing, whereas if you know you're meeting people at 5 o'clock to study, you're going to go. It's almost like having a gym buddy, someone that makes you disciplined and keeps you knuckled down. That's a really brilliant piece of advice. Thank you. So, Rajat, you've had a bit of time to think about this now. We're expecting big things. What would your advice be to any potential future postgraduate student?
Well, as we were talking, I think one thing that's very important for postgraduate students is that post-graduation courses are very self-directed. So be prepared for that, because when coming from undergraduate studies, we still are in a zone where we have a lot of help from our tutors, a lot of pushing from our tutors to do certain things. But post-graduation changes, the way of studies changes. It's a lot on you as a student to push yourself, to push your projects, to push how much you want to learn from your tutors. So go interact with your tutors. You might not have classes every day. You might not see your tutors every day, but they're always available. So go speak to them. And the more you speak to them, the more you'll be able to make the most of your post-graduation, because this 1 year will go by very quickly and you wouldn't even realize. So make the most of that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you both for sharing your expertise and your experiences. Rajat, I think you win the best backdrop of the day award. You've got a lovely little view there you've got on the go. All I've got is my office wall. Shall we bring the rest of our speakers back onto the screen just so we can say hi and thank you, and make our member of staff behind the scenes work hard to bring everybody on. Just want to say thank you so much to everybody for committing their time and energy and expertise to complement to this piece. If you are an upcoming postgraduate student about to commence your studies, please do not worry, because support is there. Please be proactive and jump onto all of those opportunities, and definitely listen to that sage advice from Rajat Davidson now, who've been through the experience himself and experienced it firsthand. I think all that remains from us now is to wish you all a very happy rest of the evening. And we massively look forward to you joining us at the end of September for your postgraduate studies in this academic year. And just reach out for that support, jump into all of those pieces, focus on the studies, but do make sure you bring all of those extracurricular pieces in as well to make it the best experience you possibly can. Because as Rajat has just alluded to, that year can go by really, really quickly, and it is exactly what you make it. So the more you do, the more you get stuck in, the more you will benefit and the more you will enjoy. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of our wonderful speakers, and have yourselves a lovely rest of the evening. Thanks very much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.